Welcome everyone. This is day number 340, and my name is Jordan Obeas. I'm the founder of dayNumber.io. I've been documenting my journey for the last 340 days here on YouTube of building dayNumber. Originally, it was called the Billions Club, and then switched because it just made sense. I thought I'd never change the name. I'm like, oh no, the Billions Club means something, but dayNumber just stuck with me because that's exactly what I've been keeping track of for these last 340 days. So I think key thing is the key thing that I've been doing is just documenting what happened each day. Was doing like vlog style type of videos before, and then also what's gonna happen today. So yesterday, it was Canada Day. Didn't do much in terms of like celebrating or anything like that. Mostly stayed inside. Super hot day yesterday anyways, and ended up talking to a founder named Akshat who's been using dayNumber for the last 30 days almost, and he's building something to help verify if messages that are coming to you from potential like unknown senders is like true or not, right? And he wants to solve this at B2B scale, where imagine you get an email from somebody that you think is your boss, and it's like an unusual ask, and then they're asking you to click on a link or something like that. How are you gonna know before it even comes to you, like to have that decision that it's actually from who it is, right? So that's what he's solving for. It was cool. Had almost 2 hours, speaking to a founder. And yeah, he's really seeking for investment. So at the end, the funny thing is at the end of the call, he's like, because we talked a lot about rejection and like how, Blackstone founder Steven Schwartzman got rejected 488 times until he got his first investment to raise $1 billion. So he asked, he's like, hey, do you know any venture capitalists? Do you know any VCs? I said, yeah, I know one. And then, and he's like, but he only invests in gamers. And he's like, well, I'm a gamer. I'm like, okay, I'll introduce you to him. So that's what I did. I introduced him to through email. Hopefully something comes out of it. If not, it's all good. At least, because the main thing he wanted to know on that call was like, how soon can I know you're going to introduce me to investors? And funny enough is I just did that on that call, and I was like, the whole time I was like, I can't guarantee you anything. I can't guarantee you you're going to be meeting these investors, all this. And then at the end of it, he just bluntly asked, hey, can you introduce me to someone now? Right? So Erling Holland Goal says Seth 819. Abu Hazima says hi. Hey, welcome guys. It's a hot day out. I'm here with Max. Yeah, I can't keep him out too long because it's, he has trouble in the heat, especially at like super hot temperatures like this. He's not gonna do so well. So yeah, you can see it's like super hot out. Yeah. Yeah, guys. So how's America? Well, this is I guess North America. Yeah, I'm in Canada actually. Where's everybody tuning in from today? Where's everybody tuning in from today? Yeah, so yesterday, like I was saying, I did that. I sent out some emails to VCs. If it's your first time tuning in, by the way, my name is Jordan Obeas. I'm the founder of dayNumber.io, and essentially I have been documenting my journey here on YouTube for the last 340 days. Today's day number 340. I'm also a professional magician, if I didn't mention to you guys. Been doing that for 23 years. Okay, so yeah, yesterday I was planning to show some magic tricks, but had to cut the stream short. And I usually talk about like what happened each day. You guys beat us in round number 32. Oh, really? Eh? I didn't even know that. But yeah, what happened each day of my journey. Like yesterday, I was talking about what happened yesterday. Today, I'm gonna be reaching out to VCs again, and gotta get this done. In terms of like bring on founders on board to my platform, because I've been reading Steve Jobs' biography, and Hang on a second. Rebecca Welsh says hello. Andrathel said hi. Seth said no. You guys beat us in round number 32. Yeah. So I've been reading. Spent like an hour reading Steve Jobs' biography, and one of the things that he did that was when I was reading was when they were releasing the Macintosh computer. He had to ship the code like ASAP so that he was ready for the presentation that he was going to make on January, on that day. I think it was January 24th, 1984. And they somehow got it done. They said they needed 3 weeks, but he needed it done like in a few days, right? So somehow his team pushed through, and he has this thing called the reality distortion field. Really, it's a way of almost hypnotizing you to get onboarded to his mission and vision, and he knows how to literally control people, but obviously it hurts him to his demise, and throughout the story you could see his obsession with the way he wanted things to be done was almost so over the top perfectionism that it killed sometimes. It almost killed the company basically, but it also led to a standard that they had to continue to follow, which would lead Apple to continue to be a great company. And then obviously when he left, when he got ousted from Apple, the Apple declined, and then he eventually came back, right? I'm not at that part yet. Right now I'm still at the 1984 part. He just had his 30th birthday. But one thing, like I said, is that you can compress what you think is a goal of, let's say, it's going to take 6 months to get this done. He's like, no, you could do it probably in 1 month. So it's only the limits in our mind that we put on ourselves that lead to having these longer time horizons. If you just went to the end and you said, okay, if this can happen right now, then that'll be great. Why does it have to take a certain amount of time, right? You could just decide today, okay, I'm gonna make it happen. That's it, period. Well, obviously, if you're gonna build, let's say a house, that could possibly take 1 day if you had enough people. But I think definitely, it's not gonna be. So it has to be a goal that's big enough to excite you, small enough that you can do it, and that can happen within the next, not a specific time, but let's just say now to 6 to 8 months, right? And if you can just focus on the next logical step, which is that, then the bigger goals, whatever it is that you're looking to achieve, will happen, naturally, right? But the key first is knowing what that big vision is. Because Steve Jobs, he believed that he had a mission, that he had to stop these people, these Orwellian companies like IBM, who were gonna basically were like an evil. He positioned them in his mind as like an evil company, and essentially made Apple as kind of this heroic, rebellious, company, counterculture type of company. And he wanted that kind of spirit within the whole company and what it stood for. And that's when they released that, when he released that ad on the Super Bowl in 1984. It was one of the most iconic ads of all time, when they put it, because it was a rebellious type of ad, and positioned the Apple as this heroic rebel, right? So yeah, so if you're hearing, so what I'm saying is that because his mission was so big and it meant so much to him, and that's why perfectionism meant everything, because it was going to cost his mission, right? If he didn't get it right, then yeah, you will be able to compress timelines. Things that you thought were going to happen that need 6 months to do, or 3 weeks to do, or 2 days to do, you can do it in an hour. Right now with AI, with all these tools that we have, man, you could get things done so quick, but it's just the willingness to not know how it's going to happen, but just making the decision that it's going to happen. Okay, that was his attitude. He's like, if I say it's going to get done, it's going to get done. Or if I say it's shit, it's shit. And the reason, he's like, it's either perfect or really good, or it's shit. There's no in between. There's no in between for him. So, which people understood after they started working with him, realizing, okay, when he says it's shit, and you could still come back to him. He's like, he wants it to be like perfect. So it's either perfect or it's shit. So which is crazy, because obviously, yeah, I think all the stress and he knew he wasn't gonna live long for some reason. He just had like a feeling, a knowingness that. I mean, maybe he had early signs of like cancer, like at an early age. Maybe he knew that, and that's why he knew like he didn't have much time. And technically, yeah, we also don't know how much time we have, right? One of my not family friends, but actually my dad's cousins, kids passed away. I don't know what happened exactly, but man, 34 years old. Ek TV says, hello, are you part African because you have really big lips? No, just Filipino. Hey, leave it, Max. Leave it. Oh my gosh. There's like a skunk tail there. Yeah, it's like somewhere back there. Max, come on, let's go. Yeah, so what was I talking about here? Yeah, so Steve Jobs, what do you call it? What I was saying is that, yeah, we don't know how much time we have to live. So stop giving yourself so much time to actually, yes, think long term, thinking decades, thinking, eons, if you want, thinking centuries, right? And then bring that all to what's gonna happen right now to have that happen, right? What's the next logical step, right? And don't give it a timeline. Say it's gonna happen. This is like immediate, right? What needs to be done for that's moving towards that direction of the grander, bigger vision, right? XTC, we have an eternity of time. We just take on different bodily forms, but each time it never ends. Yeah, so look, even if you do believe in that, right? Which I'm pretty much on the same path, but in a different way in terms of like how I see things, like how, we're all part of this one larger body of consciousness, kind of like, a human body, right? There's a brain, there's a heart, we have a heart, we have arms, we have all different trillions of things like going on within our own body, but it's all one body, right? Functioning as a whole, right? So, and there's even wars that go on within our body. There's even, things that get eliminated, things that stay together, but it all works in symbiosis, right? So all I'm trying to say is that in this one experience that you have here, that you have right now, even we're not focused on the other lifetimes or, through, even if you believe it's done through bloodline can continue things, right? Even within that, we still have this one experience as yourself, Let's just say in your own DNA, your lineage, your parents, there's nobody like you. Nobody could have been born at that exact moment in time, physical space, reality, that can actually have your experience right now. Yes, there's a system that's governing, what's actually a system that I'm standing to change. My whole goal is I want to stand up, rise within this system, become super successful by helping a lot of people, become super successful. That's my goal. And change the system in a way that's best for everyone, where we create truly an age of abundance, right? And it doesn't have to be with AI, it doesn't have to be with robotics, but just truly, purely a state of, we already have it all here right now. That's the key, is that everybody's basic needs can be met right now with all the resources we have. There's no reason why we should have, poverty and abuse, right? No reason why we should have that, right? So, Yolanda Green said hi. Mitsuri said hi. XTC, I was just trying to be funny. I'm working at CD. I'm working on my 2nd million. Okay, nice, man. That's awesome. That's awesome. Why not work for your 100th million? Why not go for something instead of second, 10x? It's easier. There's a book called It's Easier to 10x than it is to 2x. And it's by Dr. Benjamin Hardy. If you go read it, you'll see what I'm talking about. Because you have to, if you want to go to 10x, you have to transform yourself and become a totally different person to actually achieve that goal. The same person that got you to 1 million is going to be a totally different person that takes you to 10 million or 100 million, right? And so even for myself, I'm going to go after, let's say, a $10 million fund within the next 60 days. Okay, that's my goal. That's why I've been reaching out to VCs to have them use the platform of dayNumber as a signal to track their founders, to see who's ready, who's not ready for investment. And all the founders have to do is just show up every day, pretty much. Max, hey, Max. Hey, Max, come on. Hey, Max, come on. Hey, Max, no. Max, come. Max, come. Hey. I gave up on my first million. I hear you. Never give up, man. Whatever dream and goal that you have, like I said, make the dream so big that it takes 10 lifetimes to accomplish. Because what happens is it becomes like a sun, like a star. If you look at a star, it has planets that stay in its orbit and gravitation. So you want to make that dream as big, like that has so much gravity that it pulls you towards it, right? And that's the difference between most people that are super successful and those that stay average, right? Is the size of their dream, basically, and time, right? And so the last 3 biographies I've read, Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, Michael Dell, they were all visionaries. They all had big dreams, right? And just over time, they didn't know how it was going to happen, but they just went after it. The dream pulled them, so it compelled them so much that they had to take action. It's not like they had to force themselves. They just did it because the dream was so big, right? It pulled them. It's a joke, bro. I'm working on my second million. I give up my first million. Did you hear the news? They just opened Obama Presidential Library. No, I didn't hear that, man. Not really up to date with all this new stuff. I mean, unless a lot of people do keep in touch with news if you're like a Forex trader, looking at currencies or, stock prices of companies, which I understand. Or if you're buying businesses, yeah, it's good to know what's going on in the world. I just focused on my startup, It's kind of like Lil Wayne. Somebody asked Lil Wayne, who do you listen to? What other artists do you listen to? Somebody asked him. He's like, myself. And he wasn't trying to be arrogant. He's like, I have no time. He's just like, I have no time to listen to anyone else. He's like, because he's also a perfectionist as well. When he writes lyrics, it's it's so well, you might think he's always high or everything like that, but there's so many double, triple entendres when you listen to Lil Wayne's music, because he's also a perfectionist as well. Same with Eminem, any of these great artists, right? Because their vision is compelling them so much that it has to fulfill that vision, right? So Robin's doing my neck hurts. I know, looking up. You want to look down now? There, look down. There, stretch your neck. There you go. So yeah, guys, Max didn't even. Actually, he did go pee, so. Okay. Alright, guys, I do have to head out. But look, today, like I said, turn your 6-month goal or your 2x goal, whether it's time, the amount of time you think it's going to take, shorten that, compress it, and just decide that it's going to happen ASAP, as soon as humanly possible. And then also the goal size that you have, 10x it, instead of saying, I'm going to go for double the amount, whatever. Okay? And yeah, I go live every day. Just like and subscribe. Thank you for everybody that watched, the likes, the subscriptions. Hit the notification bell. You'll see when I go live. And I'll see you guys tomorrow. Day number 340. I'm out. Shout out to Robinson Suraj, Etsy TV, Mitsuri, Yolanda, Seth, Andrea, Rebecca Welsh, and Abdullah Mahmood. Shout out to everybody here, guys.